Thank you, Allie. The Red Raiders showed up in Houston with a game plan, and they executed it, coming home with a big conference win. Shelbie Rhodes has the wrap-up of last night's game versus the Houston Cougars. Shelbie?
The 11th ranked Red Raiders and the Houston Cougars went head-to-head Saturday evening. It was a battle between two 4-0 teams, and only one team could leave it undefeated, and that was the Texas Tech Red Raiders beating Houston 35-11 inside TDECU Stadium, or as we're calling it, Jones AT&T South. This one was designated a blowout game for Houston, but instead it turned into a sea of Red Raiders that is showing out and showing up in numbers. Head coach Joey McGuire, Baron Morton, and a few of the players spoke on how well the Red Raiders traveled, feeling like it was a home game.
Well, I got to start out and thanking all the Red Raiders for showing up in Houston, man. That was we just talked in the locker room, and our players were just blown away for the support, and you know, at the end being able to play the Matador song and just everybody standing up. It was incredible. It was a great environment for us, and we appreciate everybody showing up.
Yeah, I know, it was awesome. I mean, Lubbock travels, but I didn't know Lubbock traveled like that. It was awesome. I mean, we're pulling in from, going to the stadium. We saw tailgates of just Red Raiders, like 500 people. Like, it was awesome. It never felt like it was a away game tonight, which is awesome.
I mean, first, I think, the Red Raiders over here made a huge impact on the game, no doubt. I think our band and everybody that showed up to play for us, it was awesome to see.
Scoring was a bit harder to come by for the Red Raider offense, struggling in the red zone. The first 9 points in this game coming from the Texas Tech special teams with made field goals. They finally were able to get on the board with a touchdown, attempting to go for the 2 points, unable to get it. First quarter ended 15-3, Texas Tech leading. But on the defensive side, the defense held them to 3 points in the first quarter, 8 points in the second, and then scoreless in the second half. The defense showing up and showing out as we've seen all season.
I think if you go back and you look at like the good things we did, we ran the ball really well. We ran for 207 yards, which is hard to do. You think about what Houston's done stopping the run. We had a shutout in the second half, which is good. But then you look at the other side of it that's going to keep us on edge and really focused on how we could get better. So we had 4 drops. 2 of those 4 drops were touchdowns. We had them blocked up, and instead of touchdowns, we had to settle for field goals. And then we had 2 pre-snap penalties from the 1-yard line. Both calls, we would have walked in the end zone. We had to settle for a field goal for one, and then the other one we did score, but you don't want to score that way. And so that's the frustrating thing that we've got to get better at. And then I thought defensively, man, we played really well again. We stopped the run and we were able to get after their quarterback. And that's the key, man, with the front that we have. If we can stop the run and be able to get our guys that can really rush the passer at a high level, it makes a big difference.
But up next for the Red Raiders, they host Kansas back at home from the Jones AT&T Stadium next Saturday for their homecoming game. That one set for a 6:30 kickoff. We heard from some of the guys on how their focus has already turned from Houston to Kansas, knowing they have some things to clean up.
I think we're just focused about Kansas. We're just worried about the next game. Standings are cool, but at the end of the day, it matters about us, and the standard is the standard, and we're going to play our standard football every week, and we'll see where the polls take us.
But wrapping up from Houston inside the TDECU Stadium, Texas Tech moves to 5-0 after defeating Houston 35-11. Their focus is on Kansas homecoming October 11th. That's a 6:30 kickoff from the Jones AT&T Stadium. But that'll do it from me in Houston. I'll go ahead and send things back to y'all.